So Tom Hardy's novel, this is an adaptation of Tess of the D'Urbervilles, because they changed their name to D'Urberfields. Yeah. From the 1880s. And it was not good.
Painful.
However, if you're looking at a period piece, they really did quite well. They had everything right. They actually, so because of Roman Polanski's issues, the extradition issues that if he would have gone to England.
This took place in France.
Right. So, yeah, sketchy.
Was supposed to be in Dorset.
Yes.
But Dorset or whatever, but
yes.
France.
Yes. So they, yeah, a lot of stuff surrounding this. It was said that Roman Polanski and, how do you say her name?
I pronounce it as Natasha.
Yeah, like I want to say Natasha,
yeah,
but Nastassja.
But it's Nastassja.
Nastassja, yeah.
Kinski.
She was 17. 17? It's rumored, but she denied the rumors. It was rumored that Polanski and her had a relationship, but Polanski had a relationship with somebody else underage, which is what got him in trouble.
But he was married to Sharon Tate.
Yes.
Charles Manson fame.
So, yes.
She was murdered.
Yeah. Yep.
And so she dreamed of him making this into a novel. So at the very end, it says for Sharon.
Yes, exactly.
And so did you know that her, I can never pronounce her name, Nastassja or whatever.
Yeah, I know.
And Sharon, they share the same birthday, January 24th.
No kidding. Wow. Yes. So a lot of weird things surrounded this. Cinematography for me was great. I think that they did a fantastic job of making it look very authentic, very real. I think the editing was pretty good. I think it was boring as hell. I think that I think the adaptation of that novel, they told it and did well with it. But, and the acting was very good. I mean, really, when you look at it from all these different pieces, other than it being boring, they really did a fair job.
Once again, I do agree with you. I am being completely honest with you. I am not a fan of period pieces.
Sure.
I've never have been. Yeah. But you're absolutely right. Some of the photography, absolutely beautiful, which won Academy Awards.
Yes.
And that was really kind of interesting about that as well, because I have it here in my notes. So they won the Oscar for the best cinematography.
Yes.
And Jeffrey Unsworth died 3 months into filming it, so Cloquet replaced him. And after 7 months after he received, 7 months after he got the Oscar, he died.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't.
He died after winning it. And what I found really interesting, obviously, the runtime was incredibly long.
Like 2 hours 51 minutes.
Actually, so
was it?
No, it was 3 hours and 6 minutes, and they did say that at that time, which was unusual.
Okay, yeah.
They actually had to have a 20-minute intermission. Yeah. Which, you don't see that now, right. But back then they had to throw an intermission in there, which I can see. Why?
Oh, totally. You needed to.
I was like, are you kidding me? It was.
But, that's why we do this, because it's like to explore some of these new things. You might like it, you might not. I don't think either of us, it sounds like, liked it. No. I respect some of the things that they did in it, like the cinematography. I think that they nailed it on that. Clearly, I mean, they won awards, but as far as it being having any kind of entertainment value, no. What I loved
about this is that it hit what would be some pretty hot topics.
For sure.
What was it? Leigh Lawson's film as Alex.
Yeah.
Coming in, Ken.
So yeah, so
forces himself on her.
Yes, so
she has a baby out of buys
Yeah.
a name from Stoke because he's a Stoke.
Yeah, so yep,
Has a, gets her pregnant.
Yep.
So there again,
By rape.
So you have that single mom.
Yep.
Her child dies.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, it was.
I felt bad for Tess.
It was such a sad drama
Yeah.
because the girl couldn't cop a break,
Yeah.
and her dad being an alcoholic,
Yep.
her mom even sending her there
Right.
to do this,
To kind of and knowing kind of what would take place.
and having this and having this plot of this strong-willed woman caught between two men,
And then goes back to the rapist,
and then goes back to him,
who she murders,
kills,
and then is hung.
is hung. They catch her at Stonehenge.
Yeah. It's kind of a remarkable. I wouldn't even mind reading the book. Actually, I wonder if the book is any good. But have you read it?
No, I can honestly say I will not venture into that.
Sure, I probably won't read it. I've got a whole stack of other books I have that I want to read
I
first.
was like, getting
But
through the movie was painful.
for an 1880s novel, I mean, that's pretty remarkable stuff. That they're, like you say, they're addressing. They're targeting. Like, hey, this isn't good.
And just so Angel Claire,
Yep.
the person that she falls in love with, now granted, I mean, I really felt bad for the girl. Okay, so their wedding day, their wedding night.
Yeah.
Poor girl doesn't even get a wedding
She
night.
confesses.
She confesses.
Or he confesses first.
that he's been within a relationship where darn well he's been with another woman.
Right.
She confesses, which is where she's gotten raped,
Right.
and he sends her away.
Yep. It's absolutely.
Really,
Yeah.
talk about double standard between
Yeah.
the men and the woman.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's good for the goose should be good for the gander, kind of
Absolutely.
thing. So that was kind of eye opening. Like I said, some of these topics for this movie, that's taking a risk.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Bringing all that out. But I have to admit, pure genius. She's absolutely gorgeous in here.
She is, and
Oh.
she was very appreciative that she wasn't asked to take her clothes off.
because
in Germany
she
did all kinds
all
of
the
nude
time,
stuff.
all
That's
kinds of nude.
Yeah. She was 17.
17.
That's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, but yeah, they were pure genius with having that. I also love the fact that they did, despite the sadness all the way through it, they had some pretty funny moments.
Yeah.
Where they're all sitting at the kitchen table eating, and she's burping.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Or
And then the one scene I thought was hilarious, even though it wasn't intended to be, that you must be famished, and he gives her like this little teeny tiny piece of meat.
yes,
Slices off this itty bitty.
Yes.
Like, what?
Yeah.
You're famished, so here, have a half an ounce of.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
well, and then how cheesy is he? I mean, how desperate is he for wanting to get a kiss off a Tess that you speed your horse
You're
up to?
right down, yeah, and make it the excuse of going down the hill.
Yeah, and then the whole
crazy.
strawberry scene. Well, I'd sooner eat it from my own hand. I'm like,
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of tacky.
Yeah,
crap.
some of the scenes in this movie were, but I really, the one character I really appreciated too was the heavier set jolly blonde that took to drinking at the end.
Yeah,
She kind of befriended Tess.
yeah,
And I thought she kind of added a little bit of humor to that.
for sure.
Because I kind of needed to, hour in, I kind of needed a laugh. I
It
was
was-
like, oh my
It was rough.
goodness, this is awful.
It was rough.
They could have
It
wrapped
was
this whole
rough.
movie up in less than an hour.
For sure.
Boy
Absolutely.
meets girl, boy spurns girl. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it. Yeah. it was pretty good though, where while murder is wrong, clearly, even Alec had said, you're a victim and that's where you're going to live if you don't, blah, blah, blah. She took that, went back to him, and then her husband Angel Claire, came, and she was revitalized in life, and then murders him. Now becoming like, I'm not going to be a victim anymore. Well, again, murder is wrong. I'm not going to be a victim. I'm going to take charge, even though I know it's going to probably end very poorly for me. She took charge of that because she knew she was being abused. She knew that it was wrong. Constantly being demeaned, constantly being put in her place. Right at the breakfast table, the day he was murdered. You know, stuff like that.
What are we complaining about today?
Yeah, I know, exactly. And so when I look at it from kind of that perspective, it's like, yeah, that was pretty rough times. And it's kind of despicable that kind of stuff happened.
All I can say is I'm so grateful that I was not born in that era, because that would just not fly for me.
Yeah,
you don't talk to me like that.
Yeah, that'd be a bad deal.
But what really killed me about the whole thing, and I don't know if you caught that, so when she's with Angel Claire the next morning, they're at the breakfast table once again.
Yeah.
They're at the breakfast, and she clearly tells him, "Divorce me."
Right.
I don't know why she didn't do this with Alec.
Yeah.
Divorce him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You take it a step further and you murder the guy, knowing that you're gonna get caught for this.
Right. Yes. Exactly. It's not a logical way of thinking.
No.
It's not a good way of thinking. But it's like she finally realized that she was a victim. That this man is really a bad dude. He's gonna do it to other people, and she took the law into her own hands, essentially, and paid the price for it.
She did.
Rightfully so.
She did.
Because we should never do that. But you also kind of feel like, yeah, way to go. You know, I mean, clearly a jackass.
The one thing that just kind of threw me is that, I never understood the whole stonage thing.
Yeah, that was a very bizarre thing.
The only thing that I can think of is like when she's at the kitchen scene, or when she's at the kitchen scene, and they're all having their moment to escape your body. You look up, you lay down, you look up into the stars. That was the only thing.
She said, yeah.
That was the only thing, because they stayed overnight.
Yeah.
Outside at Stonehenge, and she could escape her circumstance.
Right. Let her sleep a little longer. He said,
But I did kind of appreciate about the film is at the very end. I mean, it says she got hung.
Yeah, right.
Where something like Joan of Arc, you actually see she's being burned. So I kind of like they kind of kept the graphic.
Right. Right. What else do you have? That's all I have. If you've seen Tess, tell us what you think. Send us a comment, or you can email us at
LegitQ at
Maddie'sMovieMix.com. I know. Yeah, I gotta practice that.
I gotta practice that. That's a mouthful.
It is. I know. It happens.
It happens. But yes.
Yeah. See you next week.
Hammer the share button. Go ahead and hammer out a comment to us. Go ahead and hammer the like button. Go ahead and hammer the subscription button. Go ahead and hammer the notification bells, because you know what? That's the best way you can support us. We appreciate it.